Hey everyone, and it's time for the 8th episode of our PvP showcases. Now, today's one is pretty fucking evil. Now,
yeah, it's hard to get them into this, but once they're in it, it's just until you're out of stamina, they are your bitch.
yeah, as you saw right there, we've finally managed to I say perfect, but I'll explain that later.
It's
but
one of the more reliable stunlocks.
this is pretty much an infinite stunlock build. You'll stunlock them for as long as you've got stamina. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The issue being, the build itself is just not ridiculously reliable. For some reason, just having that lance without the shield kind of... It throws me off. I'm sure it won't throw off better players, but...
Or players who are used to power stancing or dual wielding weapons that they can't power stance,
yeah, now,
so they can abuse it.
What you're seeing right now is my preliminary version of the build. I change it up a little bit later on, but as you see,
cooler armor.
Yeah, it doesn't make a huge deal of difference though. But I mean, as you can see, you can, once you get people in the lock, there's nothing they can do, and you can get them in the lock relatively easily, simply because you have a katana. And obviously,
there you go, there's a lock.
Yeah.
And until you run out of stamina.
With katanas being the best weapon in the game, or best weapon class in the game,
without a doubt. Them hitboxes.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives you the reliability of just having the katana there, which is why I particularly like this build. However, I feel that pure katana builds are just better, and I've absolutely no idea why, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Because they're bullshit broke OP things that swing buildings at you.
Now, ways to improve the build. I feel that maybe more stamina could be better.
Yeah, I'd have dropped some health for stamina, because that would have been the more important part about a bit of an unbreakable stun lock.
Now,
the point is though, you can kill them in one lock.
What you saw there was I made a fire version of the build, and for some reason it just isn't as good. It can't stunlock even if you hit someone with the lance. I don't know if someone can explain this to me. Do fire weapons do less poise damage? I don't know.
Or maybe you're just in a massive line of people with like 60 adaptability.
Maybe.
Who you just can't even fucking hit, apparently.
Yeah, so like everything, adaptability is gonna fuck you over. Which you can tell when someone has adaptability. But you just do stupid things like this. Like if someone has,
you still had stamina left to burn there as well.
Yeah. So the maximum amount of hits this can get in is 7. If you start off with a katana, I don't know if it makes a difference.
Well, because the lance and katana will have different stamina consummation.
But as you can see, like, you just get in the lock and there is literally nothing to do. Now, I felt kind of bad for this guy, who I think felt bad because his affinity went off, but then I went, fuck it, and then, I just went for it. I felt kind of bad afterwards, but, I didn't kill him, which is something, I guess.
Just a warning shot, that's all.
Yeah, it was a warning shot across the bow, that's what that was. Now, the other issue that I have with this build is it always seems to get people down to that little smidge of health, and I just wish I was able to get more hits in.
Maybe if you just up your faith a little bit. So you're using dark weapons, so maybe up in faith might give you that extra little bit of damage on both weapons.
Well, I was thinking up in stamina. Right.
Well, yeah, that stamina, and fuck's sake, get wrecked.
I know. Now I've got like 60 stamina, which I think is pretty decent. But I mean, I reckon that if you upped it to like 80 or went for like a 99 stamina build, you could probably get maybe like 10 hits out of this, which would be insane. You could kill probably
maybe
anyone
not 10, because remember your
I know it's diminishing returns.
Yeah,
but
exactly. I'd say maybe you might be able to get that one extra swing that get rid of that last little bit of health.
Well, 60 is just over half, and stamina actually scales up more evenly than other stats.
Yeah, I know.
So I reckon that it would be enough to get 10.
Nah, I don't think.
Definitely
you get 10
9. Definitely 9.
Maybe. 9's a maybe.
Nah, 9's a definitely. Now, I fought this guy a bunch of times during the night, and he was a giant pain in the arse. Something I've also noticed is that nobody has ever commented and said, "Oh, we fought before, I remember playing you." That's literally never happened.
No, we did get that one guy when we were fucking about PvP who sent us a message over PSN saying, "Oh my god, it's you guys."
Oh yeah, we did get that.
Yeah, we did get that. That was our online recognition, so that was a small milestone before the public recognition anyway.
Oh, another thing that I want to mention about this build is you do not want to trade hits whatsoever, because trading hits will not get you the lock, because there's just not enough time to follow up with the lance after it. You want to get good clean hits. That's a giant must.
I mean, just follow that as a rule of thumb for PvP in general. Don't just try and get good clean hits. But I mean, more so with this build, just due to the fact that if both of you get stunned, you can't follow up quick enough because the lance is slow as shit, but for some reason hits anyway.
Now, I discovered another thing about the build is normally what I ended up doing was, as I'm sure you'll see in the other clips, I would always go with the lance, not the lance, I'd always hit first with the katana and try to follow up with the lance, like every single time basically, except in this one specific instance. But normally I realised that was a bad thing to do, and you'll see this in the last clip. I then changed it up, and if you just keep going with the katana until you finally hit them and then follow up with the lance, that's just a much better way of doing things, because if you don't stun them with the katana and follow up with the lance, and you don't hit them with the lance, they're just going to wreck your shit after that immediately.
Yep.
So
too open with a lance.
This build really does, surprisingly enough, require quite a lot of skill. Like, yeah, once you get them in it, you kind of win. But if you don't get them in it, I mean, people can really, you need to play it right, essentially, because the lance...
Like this guy who's just playing it wrong completely.
Yeah, so I
caught in it right away.
I kind of really fucked him up there, which was good on my part, bad for him, obviously. But again, this is bringing up the point that they always get left with that little smidge of health, and I just wish you could get one extra hit out to kill them. Oh,
maybe if you remaster this build, drop some of the vigor and add more endurance.
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, your health's not as important as your stamina bar in this case, as I said, because you want them in that lock for as long as possible. You shouldn't need to worry about whether you're getting hit. You want that initial clean hit after all.
Yeah, totally. So this guy I finish off pretty well, and this is one advantage of having the lance. The lance actually takes a lot of skill to use, although it does a lot of poise damage. It's such a weird...
It's just such a massive hitbox as well. It's just a big spear.
Yeah, I don't really understand how this is any different from spears, but...
They are slower.
Here's how I kill him. Backstep, bang, 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 bang. 4 hits. That's 4 fucking times.
That's the pike running attack, but it actually does stuff in this game. Like, Dark Souls 1 pike done nothing.
So, I get this guy, like...
Immediately.
Yeah. I also felt sort of bad for him, but not too much, because he was on a winning streak, so I'm just like, haha, fuck you. I always feel good when I kill people.
Why did I never have the sword? Because I went for fucking ages yesterday with the Mastodon sword.
Yeah, can someone tell me how many fucking games you need to win before you get the aura?
Another running attack wreck.
Yeah, exactly. Now, all these ones are pretty much me getting people in the lock straight away, which I generally, I quite enjoyed that. There was me, lock, kill, 1, just down, bang, just like that. It's pretty satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when people are using builds like this, it always pisses me off.
Oh, look, there's that old sun ring again.
So yeah, that was another 1 hit down.
Old sun ring is bullshit, just saying.
Now, remember when I said that you want to switch up your playing style and never really follow up with the lance, just follow up with the katana until you hit them? This is where I learned that. This guy just kept dodging, and I'm just like, I'm never hitting him with the lance, I'm not doing it, so... Went up with the katana, and obviously this guy's a good player again because he's got the aura, so that's pretty much how I beat him doing this, and he wasn't actually really able to do anything to this strategy.
Because it's a katana?
Yeah, no, but
you can swing it like 9 times on its own.
Yeah, because you've got so much stamina, you can swing the katana like so many times, so chances are they can't roll enough. But you can keep swinging your weapon enough.
You never got him into an actual Stunlock. You did follow up with a lance and hit him maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Now remember, if you're able to get off a 3-hit Stunlock, that's pretty decent. The only other weapons that can really do that is like the Claymore. So
the Mastodon sword.
Sometimes they'll hit for 3, sometimes.
The Mastodon sword just hits everything for as much as it wants.
So this is the build, as you can see, as ever, 150, 30 health, 65 endurance, 16, carry weight, 6 attunement, because fuck it, doesn't matter.
Who gives a rat's?
22 strength, 25 dex, which I need for the weapons, 15 intelligence, and 24 faith to be able to use my buffs. I'm pretty sure I'm using the Chaos Blade because it's the best katana in my opinion.
Dark Chaos Blade?
Yeah, Dark Chaos Blade, and I'm using the Dark Lance.
With the resonant weapon.
It really does do a lot of damage, even with the nerfed resonant weapon, it still does plenty.
The nerfed resonant weapon, I can't tell the difference, it's still a machine.
I can. Also, I'm using the ring, which does more poise damage. I'm not sure if it actually...
Stone ring?
Yeah.
Stone ring, it reduces their poise.
I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but
I mean,
I'm not gonna
you're
take
more
risk.
likely to get the one stun.
Yeah. And, you know, whatever items you want, and I'm just using Resonant Weapon and Scraps of Life, not that I need it, but it's just there. I've never used it once.
But yeah, alright, so just before this video about wraps up, as ever, Facebook, Twitter, Skype, PlayStation, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
but we have finally hit 4K, and we want to hit 5K as soon as we can.
Yeah.
So, basically, start telling people we exist.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like, people have what I don't get is, people have watched our guide videos, and although we did get a lot of views from them, like, people just don't seem to sub to us, despite the fact we get a lot of views about our vid. It's weird, like, it doesn't make any sense.
The uses for the guide, and that's pretty much it. I mean, but yeah, if you think people like us, then tell them, because I mean, we want to hit 5K as soon as we can.
Oh, we are very close to starting recording on the guide. Probably within the next week we'll be starting the recording process of it. Obviously remember to like, comment and subscribe because it really helps us out, and I'm sure you'll see the sneak preview of the next video which is coming up, which is finally we have made a very reliable, amazing, just good build.
Yep.
That's what the next video is. It's just the good build video.
As in play for an hour and lose twice.
Yeah, something like that.
We recorded this build for an hour straight and I maybe lost twice, maybe 3 times, and it was to shite. But like, I don't think I lost fairly. Once I just kept winning with this build. It's such a good, solid build, and you guys asked for a build that relies on sword and shield play. This is the one you're going to want to watch if that's the build you want to see.
Yeah. So that wraps up for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Bye.